G'day guys, it's a Monday over here and getting ready to move. So as you might have watched in some of the last videos, we're moving to a more subtropical location in Brisbane, Australia, and I've got all of my plants together ready to be loaded onto the truck. And it's difficult because when you're moving interstate and you've got to hire a truck and you have as many kind of potted plants as I do, the amount of size and space that it takes up is quite significant. So this is, I guess, one of those things to consider if you are considering moving interstate and you do have a number of potted plants. I've condensed them down to work out how much exactly of a truck size we might take out, and this might actually be one of the last videos that I end up doing in Canberra, and the next one will probably be in Brisbane. So I thought I'd do a bit of a plant density video just to see what we've got going on here. There's not going to be anything particularly enlightening or interesting in this video except the amount of plants that I actually have here, building up this bulk of plants that are going to be coming with me. I have my white sapotes in here, several white sapotes. They're all coming along. Obviously the bananas, which are going to have a much greater life in a subtropical environment compared to Canberra. We have the panache figs, which are just putting on their figlets and starting to really put on some good size, which is interesting. And then we can compare these panache figs and the shape and colour of these figs to a black striped variety like the Soursops Martinegra Ramada, which is in here somewhere down in here. And we can see that the colour of these figs is a lot darker. They still have the distinct stripe shape, but they are very much darker than the panache fig is, which is what we expect, considering that they're black figs. We have all sorts of figs that are putting on their figs right now and will be ripening in the next weeks, that we'll be able to try and test out. Figs of all different varieties that are coming on, and I look forward to maybe putting a video together on how all of these are going to taste once we get into Brisbane. And I'm looking forward to some of the more subtropical plants that I don't really get to try that much. We have a lot of citrus in here. We have grapefruits, and we have oranges in here. We have a lime black there. We have some black sapote, another subtropical fruit. This is an orange that you can see flowering right now. All these different plants that we'll be able to follow up on the next year. Some of the plants that I'm wondering what to do with, I'm going to bring them with me, but I might actually get rid of them later. I have some wisteria. I have a bit of I wouldn't call it a love-hate relationship, but I have a bit of a cautious relationship with wisteria. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I love that these are particularly scented varieties. I love that they're climbers and that they're quite versatile and can climb up everything that you would like. These particular varieties I have are grafted varieties, and so these grafted varieties have kind of more unique and interesting characteristics. But wisteria is one of those plants that needs to be controlled, it needs to be maintained, and if you let it go and you forget about it for a season, then you'll find out that wisteria can be as much of an enemy as a friend. I'm going to bring it with me, but we'll get to decide if it's going to go in the ground or not. All these citrus that I've had in pots for years, this is a Tahitian lime. I think I'm going to put them straight into the ground. I like to keep some pests in my gardens. This is a little pest that I like to keep. This is a citrus caterpillar from the citrus butterfly. And you can see they're really cool. Their colours are absolutely beautiful. If you were to touch them, you can see that they poke out often. This one's being a little bit friendly. They have these little red antennas that often poke out, and they're often called the bird dung caterpillar because they look a little bit like a bird poo. This might be a slight different species. Oh, there we go, shooting out its little orange antennas there. Absolutely harmless, but the butterflies that come off these are so beautiful that I just can't cull them off. I would like them to live on the plants and to continue producing these really beautiful butterflies that kind of make up the ecology of the world that we live in. I really love them. So we've got a lot of those. Some of the less desirable pests you can find on citrus. There's a citrus stink bug, and we'll see if we can find one of these on a citrus somewhere so you can have an idea about what that looks like. I tend to give them the flick quite literally as soon as I see them, so there might not be many around anymore. But the citrus kind of stink bug, the shield bugs, have an orange kind of diamondy shaped shell, and they literally stink. As you come close to them, they'll let off a stink that lets you know that they're unhappy with your presence. We'll have a look in the next kind of 8 to 12 months how some of these first year cuttings go. And this is one we looked at before. This is a Maasai Black, and you can see that in a single year how much growth this has put on. So we'll be able to keep an eye on the amount of growth that's capable out of a first year cutting. We'll be able to look at maybe some of the more unique varieties. So in here I have a fig hybrid. If I can find it, it's so hard to find everything in this little collection here. But a fig hybrid that isn't part of the Ficus carica, which is our common fig. It's in a different Ficus genus. I know it's around here somewhere. I saw it earlier today. But these different figs that are out there, and we'll see if they end up tasting any different, or if they end up tasting the same. We have some of our other subtropicals are going to come through, like these black sapote over here. We have our this is our Rollinia over here. We have still over that way, which I haven't combined with everything, we'll have all of our cherimoyas that are going to come along, and all these cherimoyas are doing really well at the moment. They're putting on a lot of new growth, and they're really going to love moving to a subtropical kind of Queensland environment where they don't have to even think about frosts anymore. They can have a lot of fun over there. Similar, we have in the back corner here Soursops, which are in the same family but look a lot different. These Soursops are going to enjoy coming along to Brisbane, and they're going to enjoy living in a subtropical environment. I have 2 of these. And so there's a lot of things happening, but perhaps not a lot of specific updates for you guys at the moment. But I did want to check in and say hello, and make sure that you knew that I wasn't that I was still about, just in that really difficult process of moving states. And here's that plant that I was talking about. So this is a little bit of a different fig over here. This is a Ficus palmerta. This is it's kind of a hybrid fig type. You can see all the little figs on there. They do produce edible figs, but they aren't the same as the Ficus carica that we see normally. So lots of different things going on, a lot of plants to test taste. We might not be doing in the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to keep my eye on things. We'll keep you updated. And I guess in the next one, we're going to see you in a brand new place, brand new location, brand new climate, and we'll continue things on from there. Alright guys, we'll catch you all in the next one.